Let's talk about fears. We all have them, and when it comes to earning money, we are profoundly influenced by our fears. So today, I want to talk about 5 common fears that we have, and I'm going to show you some different ways to think about them. So often, we have these fears, and we say things to ourselves like, yeah, I really shouldn't feel like that, but I just do. Whatever. And we don't change our behavior. We kind of just internalize it, and it actually invisibly guides us for the rest of our lives. That's not how I want us to live. If there are certain things you don't want to do, don't do them. But be conscious about it, rather than letting fears guide you around. So let me take you through 5 fears that I think are profoundly influential when it comes to earning money. The first is, I don't have any ideas. And this is manifested in a variety of ways. People will literally say, oh, I don't have any ideas. Or there's no way that any of these ideas are going to get anyone to pay for me. You know, I just don't have enough skills. I need to get something else in order to get ideas. I just don't know where to start. These are all key phrases that people use, which essentially say, I have no ideas. And what we've learned in this program, as well as Earn 1K, is that finding that magical idea is a pipe dream. What really matters is creating a large list of potential ideas, no matter how bad they are, and then putting them through your validation engine, your testing engine, getting out there and talking to people. Most people, by contrast, will wait for this magical idea to fall down from the sky, and they will never find it. And so for years and years and decades, they will complain about not having enough money, and I wish I could live that kind of lifestyle, but they will never actually do anything active in order to get it. They'll simply wait like a receptacle. Come to me, ideas! Well, those ideas are not coming, okay? So it's not simply about having some magical idea. It's actually about actively finding it, realizing that 90% of your ideas are going to suck. That's fine. Mine do too. And then validating, testing the rest of them to find out that 1 or 2 profitable ideas. You don't need that many. You just need 1 or 2. That's it. They don't even have to be that good. Because most people are so bad that if yours are just average, a little better than average, you could do just fine. Here's another one. I don't know business. I'm not good at business. I don't have an MBA. Very common, okay? Very common. Story I may have mentioned earlier, I had a student of mine, Jackie, who emailed me before she joined the course and said, I don't know if I should join. I'm functionally, financially illiterate. I don't really know anything about this. I said, join. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. And she ended up taking $81,000 after 8 weeks in customer value. She's amazing. She's earned a ton of money. And in fact, she emailed me a few months later saying, yeah, I started another side business and making a few thousand a month. I thought it would be kind of fun. Like, that's awesome. Not knowing business it's basically the shrug effect. I've written about this before. It's like saying, oh yeah, like he makes $100,000 a year. I would do the same if I went to Harvard Business School, but I didn't. Like, I can't do it. Shrug. That's not the way it works, okay? That's the way it works for people who want an excuse to do nothing. Yeah, guess what? Some of us all have advantages. Some of us went to a better school, some of us look better, some of us are better spoken, some of us can do math better, you know, some of us, whatever, we're better at certain things, we're not better at other things. I personally think I'm the best artist you've ever seen. Look at this stick figure. Some of us are born with advantages like this. I can't help it. I'm the Picasso of today. Maybe not. The point is, you don't need to be the world's best person at business. Okay? Making income on the side it's about business, there's no doubt about that. But what it really comes down to is understanding other people. If you can understand what their challenges are, and you can figure out how you can deliver something that will help them, that's 80% of the battle. I know plenty and plenty of MBAs who are very technically skilled at Excel or whatever they do, and they can't empathize. And as a result, they're terrible marketers. Okay? So if you can be good at understanding other people, then that is 80 to 90% of the battle right there. All right, what's the next one? Nobody would pay Nobody would pay for my services. Well, maybe you're right. Chances are you're right, because most people wouldn't pay for your services anyway, all right? Most people wouldn't pay for my services. I have 300,000 readers a month, and I don't have 300,000 customers, I can tell you that. But that's okay. You don't have to have everyone pay for your services. You just have to have a few people, the right people. So, a couple things on this. First of all, chances are your idea is not very good, which is the point of this whole program. It's not about like finding some magical idea. It's actually about validating, testing your idea to know for certain that you're going to have an idea that's profitable. Okay? So yeah, nobody's going to pay for your services or your ideas right now, but they will after you've tested it and come up with a really crisp one. That's part one. The second part, and this is more the emotional side, is people often feel guilty. Like, how could I charge someone? I just feel bad. It's like, it's not a logical reaction, it's very emotional. But there's several ways to get around this, and the first is simply to look at your own goals. What are your goals? Your goal is to earn an extra $1,000 a month so that you can, fly to Vegas or pay off your debt or whatever. Okay, so maybe that helps a little bit in saying, it's okay if people pay. The second thing is to realize you're not taking money from anyone. They're willingly giving it to you. When I actually wrote a $25,000 bonus check to one of the people that works for me. $25,000 bonus check, okay? The guy actually bought a car cash with the bonus check I gave him. You know how happy I was to write that check? I was very happy because he had made me a lot more, okay? People are happy to pay you if you have helped them achieve their goals. I actually spoke to a young woman the other day, and she was telling me this amazing thing. She said, Ramin, I was listening to you, you recommended getting this book for so long, and by the way, it's like a $10 book, okay? It's not even my own book, it's someone else's book. And she's like, yeah, I debated it. I said things like, I know, I should get that, but like, the bookstore's not open. I should get that, but the thing is, I probably know everything in this book. I should get that, but I just don't have time to read it, and I know I'm not gonna read it. She's like having these crazy internal debates over a $10 freaking book. Anyway, she ends up buying the book. It ends up totally changing her life. She learns how to manage her time and energy a lot better. She then says, you know what, I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight because she should just move somewhere. So she ends up saying, I'm finally gonna get a personal trainer. She goes, she finds a personal trainer. She ends up paying the personal trainer, I believe it's like $1,000 a month. Yes, it's $1,000 a month. Okay. In like something like 1 month or 2 months, she loses 20 to 30 pounds. You know what she told me? I said, how do you feel? She says, I feel fantastic. I said, how do you feel about paying your personal trainer? She laughed. She said, I would pay way more for the results I'm getting. She loved paying money for the services she was getting. Not only the services, for the results, okay? And that's why if you are offering amazing, incredible services, people will be happy. They'll be thrilled to pay you more and more because you're helping them get to where they want to go. All right? Next objection. This is a good one. I don't deserve to charge that much. Another emotional one. Who am I to charge $100 an hour? Oddly enough, I have never had this belief. I know it's hard to believe, but I've never had this belief. But a lot of people do. I'm not dismissing it. People find it very odd that they could start off maybe just minimum wage, and all of a sudden they're able to charge $50 or $100 an hour. It feels weird. It challenges us because a lot of times we will, say, oh, people who charge that much are evil and bad and making money is evil. And you start to realize like, oh, I haven't become evil. I've just learned a lot more. So that's one thing. The other thing is that your friends may be stuck charging a lower rate and you're going way up, so you kind of feel guilty about that. And there are a variety of other emotional reactions for this. One technique I suggest is to simply look at your competitors and see what they're charging. This is a big deal. I have a lot of students who feel bad about charging more, which is crazy to me, but okay, I try to understand. They're charging like $35 an hour while their competitors are charging $80 to $90 to $100 an hour. And I simply say a couple things. One, look at your competitors. They're doing the exact same work. You're actually better than them. And they're charging triple what you're charging. How does that make you feel? It makes me feel bad. And I say, okay, well, you know what? Why don't you just try doing this with one client? And if you can get away with it, and I'm certain you can because you're really good, see how that makes you feel. And once they do it with just one, then often they're much more able to make that leap with the next and the next and the next client. very easy way to take yourself up emotionally to what you're working on. And the fifth fear, this is the best. I love this one. I don't have enough time. Ah, yes, the most common one of all. I don't have enough time. First of all, in my Earn 1K course, which is even more comprehensive, 5 hours a week is what we say. 2 hours to consume the content, 3 hours to actually get off your ass and implement it. Everyone has 5 hours a week, especially because as you start to earn more, it actually becomes easier to earn more and more and more. You can stop anytime you want if you're happy with where you are, but you can take that road up often as far as you want to go, okay? Do you have enough time? Of course you have enough time. It's a matter of prioritization. So I'm not going to offer too many details in this program, but in terms of time management, I do have a lot more in the Earn 1K course. I also have some on my site for free. Book I'd recommend, Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek. Really, really good in terms of time management. Time is essentially saying priority. I don't give enough priority to this. Can you find 5 hours a week to do customer validation and testing? Of course you can. If you're really booked a couple weeks or you're studying for a test or something, that's cool, put it on hold. But I like to try to make it as consistent as possible. Everyone has time, it's simply a matter of making a priority for it. So out of all these things, these are all fears we use to hold ourselves back from being able to earn more money. But you can see with each of these, there are simple, both logical and emotional reactions, ways that you can handle and overcome some of these fears so that you can focus on your goal of earning more money on the side.